Let me ask you something, and I want you to answer honestly, even if it's just to yourself. When you wake up in the morning, do you feel energized and alive, or do you feel slow, sluggish, and, let's say, a little less awake in the manhood department? If you've noticed a change in how you feel down there in the mornings, less firmness, less fullness, or maybe nothing at all, you're not alone. In fact, I've had hundreds of men over 60 sit across from me and whisper the same concern. Doc, I'm worried I've lost my spark. Here's the truth. Morning erections aren't just about intimacy. They're one of the clearest signs that your circulation, testosterone, and overall male health are working the way they should. So when that morning signal disappears, it's your body's way of waving a flag, telling you something's off. The good news, you can fix it. And surprisingly, one of the best places to start is with what you put on your plate first thing in the morning. Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Jansen. I've been working with men's health for over 30 years, and if there's one thing I've learned, it's this. The older you get, the more intentional you have to be about supporting your circulation. Because after 60, your blood vessels naturally stiffen, blood flow slows down, and if you're eating the wrong things at breakfast like processed grains, sugary spreads, or fatty meats, you're doing more harm than good. But when you choose the right breakfast, one built to fuel your arteries and enhance nitric oxide, you start your day with an advantage. You build momentum. And yes, you just might start waking up excited again. Let me introduce you to Bill. He's 71, a retired electrician, and a guy who always prided himself on his independence. But when he came into my office, he was clearly discouraged. I haven't had a solid morning erection in over a year, he told me, and I don't feel like myself anymore. He wasn't interested in taking pills. I don't want to mask the problem, he said. I want to fix it. So we took a look at his habits. Every morning, Bill was starting his day with toast, margarine, orange juice, and on good days, a little bacon or sausage. Now that might sound like a classic breakfast, but let me tell you, those foods are circulation killers. Let's break it down. White bread spikes your blood sugar, which stiffens arteries and lowers nitric oxide. Margarine is loaded with trans fats, which inflame your blood vessels. Bacon and sausage are full of sodium and preservatives that constrict blood flow. Orange juice might seem healthy, but it's baticless sugar water with a splash of vitamin C, I told Bill. You're starting your day with a traffic jam in your arteries. No wonder nothing's moving down there. So we made a few swaps, simple ones. And what happened next shocked even him. Now before I walk you through the exact breakfast I gave Bill, I want to take a second to thank you for being here. If you care about your health and want more natural, no-nonsense advice to support strength, energy, and performance after 60, please tap the like button and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell so you never miss a video. And if this message hits home, if you've noticed changes in the mornings and want to turn things around, drop a yes in the comments, or a no if you're not sure yet. I read every response to shape the advice I share with you. Back to Bill. Here's what we changed in his morning routine. We started with oats, not the sugary packets but real old-fashioned oats. They're rich in soluble fiber, which supports heart health and improves circulation by lowering LDL cholesterol. Then we added beets, yes, beets for breakfast. I had him blend a small cooked beet into a smoothie. Why? Because beets are packed with natural nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide, the very molecule that relaxes your blood vessels and increases blood flow. Down there. To that smoothie, he added a handful of blueberries, which are rich in flavonoids and antioxidants that protect your blood vessels and support healthy testosterone levels. Next came chia seeds, a tablespoon mixed into the smoothie or stirred into his oats. They're loaded with omega-3s, which reduce inflammation and keep the blood flowing smoothly. Finally, I had Bill switch out his coffee cream for a splash of unsweetened almond milk and ditch the juice entirely. Instead, he drank a full glass of water with a slice of lemon first thing in the morning, waking up his metabolism and helping his blood move more easily. That's it. No medications, no drastic lifestyle overhaul, just real food designed to open the pipes. And within 2 weeks he came back with a grin. Doc, he said, my wife thought she was dreaming, but it was real. The old me is coming back. His morning wood had returned. And even more importantly, his confidence had returned. You see, we tend to downplay this stuff. We joke about it. We say, well, I'm getting older, and we move on. But let me tell you, there is nothing wrong with wanting to feel strong, vital, and alive in your body, no matter your age. In fact, I believe every man deserves that. And it's not about ego. It's about identity. It's about feeling whole again. Now, maybe you're like Bill. Maybe you've noticed the same signs, less firmness in the mornings, less drive, less energy overall. Maybe you've tried a few things, or maybe you've been too embarrassed to ask for help. Wherever you're at, I want you to know this. You're not broken. And you're not alone. Your body still wants to work, it just needs the right fuel to do it. So here's your first step. Look at your breakfast. What are you putting into your body at the very start of your day? Are you supporting your circulation or shutting it down before you even get going? In the next part, I'll show you exactly why these foods work, from nitric oxide to testosterone to energy metabolism, and how to combine them in simple, satisfying ways. And I'll also show you the one breakfast mistake that even health-conscious men make that silently sabotages their blood flow. But for now, just remember, you're not too old, you're not too far gone, and sometimes one good breakfast is all it takes to get things moving again. When Bill came back after a couple of weeks on his new breakfast routine, I could see the difference before he even spoke. He was sitting taller, smiling more, and had a little spark in his voice that hadn't been there before. "I forgot what it was like to wake up and feel like a man," he said. That one sentence says a lot, and it all started with breakfast. So let's dig into why this morning meal made such a difference. Not just in Bill's performance, but in his overall energy, mood, and circulation. Here's the science in plain English. Your blood vessels are lined with a special layer called the endothelium. This lining produces a gas called nitric oxide, and nitric oxide is what helps your blood vessels relax and open up, allowing blood to flow freely, especially to areas of the body where performance really matters. Now the problem is that as we age, nitric oxide production drops dramatically. By the time you're 60, your nitric oxide levels could be less than half of what they were at 30. That's one big reason why morning erections fade, why blood pressure rises, and why you may feel sluggish or cold even on warm days. But the foods we talked about earlier, beets, oats, blueberries, chia seeds, directly support nitric oxide production and endothelial health. Let's start with beets because they're the real superstar here. Beets are naturally high in nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. When that happens, blood vessels dilate, circulation improves, and more blood reaches every part of your body, including your brain, your heart, and yes, your manhood. Bill didn't love the taste of beets at first, but we found a workaround. A small cooked beet in his morning smoothie, blended with berries, a banana, and a splash of almond milk. Suddenly it became not just tolerable, but enjoyable. And that's important, because when you like what you're eating, you stick with it. And consistency is everything. Next up, blueberries. These little berries are packed with antioxidants called anthocyanins, which have been shown to protect blood vessels and improve endothelial function. That means less stiffness in your arteries and more freedom for blood to flow where it's needed. Bill started calling them nature's Viagra, and he wasn't too far off. Then we have chia seeds, tiny powerhouses of omega-3s, fiber, and plant-based protein. They help reduce inflammation, stabilize blood sugar, and keep blood nice and thin and flowing. And because they expand in liquid, they also help you feel full, reducing the temptation to snack on unhealthy mid-morning junk. And let's not forget oats. Real oats, not the flavored packets with added sugar. Oats are rich in soluble fiber, which helps clear out bad cholesterol from your bloodstream and supports healthy arteries. They're also low glycemic, meaning they give you energy without spiking your blood sugar. Now here's something most men don't realize. Blood sugar spikes are a silent killer of erections. Every time your blood sugar surges, say after a glass of orange juice or a bagel, it damages your blood vessels just a little bit. Over time, those tiny damages add up and your arteries become stiff, inflamed, and less responsive. That's why Bill's old breakfast, toast, bacon, orange juice, was setting him back every single day. Once we replaced that with real circulation-boosting food, things began to shift. His energy was smoother, his mental focus sharpened, his blood pressure dropped, and in the mornings, well, let's just say he stopped dreading what he wasn't waking up to. Now let's talk about the one big breakfast mistake I see a lot of health-conscious men make. It's eating too much fruit alone, especially high-sugar fruits like pineapple, mango, or even just bananas, without pairing them with protein or healthy fats. Now don't get me wrong, fruit is not the enemy. But if your breakfast is just fruit or fruit juice, your body sees it as sugar, fast-absorbing sugar, and that leads to a sharp rise, and then a crash in blood sugar levels, which stresses your cardiovascular system and disrupts your nitric oxide production. That's why I had Bill always pair his smoothie with a little protein and healthy fat. A scoop of collagen protein or Greek yogurt, a handful of walnuts or almonds, even just a couple of hard-boiled eggs on the side. That combo of fiber, fat, and protein slows down the sugar absorption, keeps insulin steady, and gives you a slow, strong release of energy all morning long. And here's the bonus. That protein helps support your testosterone levels. Low protein intake can lead to lower T levels over time, especially in older men. So don't skip it, especially not at breakfast. Are you starting to see the full picture? It's not about following some complicated plan or giving up everything you enjoy. It's about knowing what fuels your manhood and building your routine around that. And just like Bill, you don't need to wait months to feel results. For many men, it's a matter of days or weeks before they start noticing subtle but powerful changes. You wake up feeling fuller, stronger, more connected to your body. Your mood improves, your stamina returns. You stop dragging through the day and start leading it. And it all starts with how you begin your morning. Now I want to check in with you. If this message makes sense so far, take a moment to like the video. It tells me this kind of real, natural health advice matters to you. And make sure you subscribe and tap the bell icon so you never miss the next step in this journey. And if you've ever tried beets or blueberries in your morning routine, drop a yes in the comments. If not, say no. I read your feedback and it helps me give you even more tailored advice. In the next part, we'll go deeper into the exact nutrients you need for blood flow and testosterone, the best natural combinations to enhance morning erections, and the simple 3-minute routine Bill added to supercharge everything we've talked about. But just remember, your body hasn't given up on you. Your circulation isn't gone. You just need to feed it the right way. By the time Bill came in for his third follow-up, he wasn't just feeling better, he was looking better. The dark circles under his eyes had faded, his skin tone had improved, and when he sat down, he leaned in like a man with something important to say. "Doc," he grinned, "it's not just in the mornings anymore. I feel alive throughout the day. That's what happens when you feed your body what it needs. It starts to repair itself, and it rewards you, physically, mentally, and yes, intimately. So in this part, let's break down the specific nutrients that are key to circulation, especially down there, and how your breakfast can deliver exactly what your body's been asking for. First up, nitrates. These are naturally occurring compounds found in foods like beets, spinach, and arugula. Your body converts them into nitric oxide, which helps your blood vessels relax and expand. That's what allows for stronger, more responsive blood flow. Exactly what you need for morning erections. As we've discussed, Bill added beets to his smoothie, but he also started including a few leaves of spinach in there too, hardly noticeable in taste, but packed with circulation support. Then there's magnesium. This mineral plays a key role in over 300 bodily functions, including relaxing blood vessels and reducing blood pressure. Low magnesium is common in older adults and can lead to fatigue, poor sleep, and, you guessed it, circulation problems. So where can you get it at breakfast? Chia seeds, oats, almonds, and even bananas in moderation are all solid sources. Bill started sprinkling crushed almonds on his oats and adding a tablespoon of chia to his smoothie daily. Next, let's talk about L-arginine and L-citrulline. These are amino acids that boost nitric oxide production. While you'll find them in higher amounts in foods like watermelon and nuts, certain seeds and protein-rich options like Greek yogurt or a small protein shake can help as well. This is why I had Bill include a scoop of collagen protein in his morning smoothie, not just for blood flow, but also for joint health, skin elasticity, and testosterone support. Now, what about zinc? This mineral is crucial for testosterone production. And while we often talk about zinc in the context of oysters or red meat, there are plant-based sources too, like pumpkin seeds, cashews, and even some whole grains. Bill kept a small jar of pumpkin seeds on the counter and tossed a handful into his oats or smoothie every morning. It became a simple ritual, and he liked knowing he was feeding his body with intention. Now, here's a nutrient that often goes under the radar: quercetin. It's a plant compound that reduces inflammation and improves blood vessel function. You'll find it in apples, onions, and especially berries, which we already had in Bill's routine. So between the blueberries, beets, chia, almonds, and protein, his breakfast was doing far more than filling his belly. It was repairing his blood vessels, supporting his hormones, and setting the tone for his whole day. And that brings me to one final element Bill added: a 3-minute morning routine that amplified all of it. Each morning before breakfast, Bill would do this. 30 seconds of deep, slow breathing. Inhale through the nose, hold, exhale through the mouth. 60 seconds of light stretching or walking in place, just enough to get blood moving. 90 seconds of gratitude journaling or reflection, just jotting down 3 things he was thankful for. Simple, right? But incredibly effective. That deep breathing increases nitric oxide production. The movement wakes up your circulation. And the gratitude helps regulate cortisol, your stress hormone, which, when too high, can suppress testosterone and make blood vessels constrict. Bill told me, "It's like my whole body gets a wake-up call before I even eat." And here's the truth. When your blood is flowing, when your hormones are balanced, and when your mind is calm and focused, you start living differently. You carry yourself with more ease, you walk taller, you engage more. Now let me ask you, are you doing anything in the morning to support yourself in this way? If not, that's okay. You can start tomorrow. One food, one stretch, one breath. Before we move to the final part of this series, I want to invite you. If this information is helping you, hit that like button. It lets me know to keep sharing real natural tools for men's health. And please subscribe if you haven't. That way you'll never miss the next video I post. And in the comments tell me, do you already include any of these nutrients in your breakfast? Or is this a wake-up call for you? Just type yes or no, I read them all, and your response truly helps shape future videos. In the final part, I'll walk you through Bill's full transformation, how his marriage changed, what his doctor said about his labs, and how he's become a resource for other men in his community, and we'll wrap up with a full sample breakfast plan you can start tomorrow, plus tips to make it stick for good. But always remember this, your mornings matter. They set the tone, and with just a few smart changes you can feel more like yourself again. Bill walked into my office with his head high and a sparkle in his eye. It had been about 8 weeks since we started his new breakfast routine and morning ritual, and I could tell right away something had shifted deeply. "You were right, Doc," he said. "This little routine changed everything." He went on to tell me his energy was steady all day, he was sleeping better, and his wife had noticed, in the best way. The morning erections were back, but even more importantly, his confidence was back, his sense of vitality, his joy. I tell you this not to sell a miracle cure, but to show you that transformation is possible at any age, especially when you work with your body, not against it. So let's bring this full circle. If you're over 60 and want to improve circulation down there, the key is not in a pill bottle. It starts at your breakfast table. Here's a simple sample breakfast plan inspired by what worked for Bill, and what I've seen work for hundreds of other men. Start with a smoothie, 1 small cooked beet, or 1/2 cup beetroot powder if fresh isn't available, 1/2 cup blueberries, frozen is fine, 1/2 banana optional for taste, 1 scoop collagen or plant-based protein, 1 tablespoon chia seeds, handful of spinach water or unsweetened almond milk. Blend it all together and you've got a powerhouse of nitrates, antioxidants, fiber, and clean protein. Pair it with a small bowl of oats topped with pumpkin seeds and crushed almonds, or 2 boiled eggs with avocado slices if you prefer something savory. And of course, drink a tall glass of water with a squeeze of lemon before you eat. After breakfast, try that 3-minute circulation boost routine. 30 seconds of deep breathing, 60 seconds of gentle movement, 90 seconds of gratitude or reflection. These small changes won't just help your body, they'll reset your mind every morning. Now I know what some of you might be thinking, "Doc, this all sounds good, but I've tried so many things and nothing sticks." That's fair. But here's what I've learned in 30 years of working with men. You don't need perfect discipline. You just need one anchor habit, one positive change you repeat every day, and breakfast is the perfect place to start, because every morning you have a choice. You can pour another bowl of cereal and accept feeling tired and flat, or you can take 10 minutes to nourish your blood flow, your brain, your hormones, and your future. And let me tell you, those 10 minutes might change everything. When Bill saw his primary doctor after 2 months, his blood pressure had dropped by 12 points, his cholesterol was down, and the doctor asked, "What medication did they put you on?" Bill just smiled and said, "Oats, beets, and berries, Doc." But the real moment that stuck with me was when he talked about his wife. He said, "We're connecting again, not just physically, but emotionally. I think I'd started to give up, but now I'm excited to be alive. That's what I want for you. You're not too old to feel strong, you're not too far gone to turn things around. And no, this isn't just about the bedroom, it's about how you live your life." Before we close, take a moment to like this video if you found value here. It truly helps more men discover these tools. And please hit subscribe and tap the bell so you never miss a future video. And in the comments, just write, "I'm starting." That's your way of committing to yourself and to your health. I read every comment and I'll be cheering you on. You've got more power than you think. Your body is still on your side. And your best years, they're not behind you. They start with breakfast tomorrow morning. I'm Dr. Robert Jansen. Stay strong, stay sharp, and as always, take good care of yourself.